Steve McDonald's bold new chapter, romance, drama, and a risky confession in Coronation Street. It's set to be a dramatic week on the cobbles as Coronation Street favorite Steve McDonald finds himself at the center of yet another emotional storm. This time, one that may reshape his life in ways no one saw coming. With the ink barely dry on his turbulent split from Tracy Barlow, Steve is already turning a new page. And that new chapter? It stars none other than Cassie Plummer. Fans have watched Steve weather many emotional storms over the years, from doomed relationships to heartache and loss. But this week, viewers will see a side of Steve rarely explored, one that's reckless, passionate, and determined to pursue his own happiness, no matter the fallout. A birthday surprise turns explosive. The drama begins when Tracy, still clinging to hope for a reconciliation, decides to surprise Steve with a birthday celebration at the Rover's return. But what's intended as a warm, nostalgic gesture quickly spirals into chaos. Expecting gratitude or perhaps even affection, Tracy walks into the pub, only to be blindsided by the sight of Steve and Cassie locked in a public embrace. The kiss isn't a mistake or a moment of confusion, it's deliberate. Steve is making a statement, and it's one that leaves no room for doubt. He's moved on. Steve doesn't do things halfway, an insider at Coronation Street explains. That kiss was more than just a romantic gesture, it was a declaration. He's finally putting himself first. Tracy is left humiliated and seething, struggling to mask her pain with thinly veiled sarcasm. But the fallout from that one impulsive kiss is only the beginning. From sparks to flame, Cassie and Steve go public. Next week's episodes will delve deeper into Steve and Cassie's budding romance, which continues to blossom despite Tracy's increasing interference. Determined to prove they're more than just a rebound, Cassie suggests that they cement their new status with a double date, and she has just the couple in mind, Sally and Tim Metcalf. To some, it may seem like an odd choice, especially considering Cassie's history and Sally's well-known sharp tongue. But for Cassie, it's an opportunity, a chance to show Steve's inner circle that she belongs. She wants this to work, says our insider. Cassie knows her past isn't perfect, but she's trying to build something real with Steve. A double date is a way of saying, I'm here. I'm serious. Take me seriously. The Metcalf lunch, tensions boil over. At first, the lunch is every bit as awkward as one might expect. Sally, never one to hold back her opinions, makes more than a few barbed comments, clearly unimpressed with Cassie's attempts at small talk. Tim, ever the peacekeeper, tries to diffuse the tension, but it's a losing battle. Cassie holds her ground, trading thinly veiled jabs with Sally in an effort to assert herself. The table becomes a battleground of class differences, past judgments, and conflicting loyalties. Cassie and Sally just don't mesh, says the insider. There's a deep clash of personality and history there, and no one's pretending otherwise. But the already fragile meal takes a sharp turn when Tracy makes her uninvited entrance. Marching into speed doll like she owns the place, she cuts straight through the tension and directs her venom at both Steve and Cassie. Accusations fly, and it becomes clear. Tracy isn't going to walk away quietly. Yet, even as chaos threatens to tear the gathering apart, something unexpected happens. Tim, who initially kept his distance, starts to see Cassie in a new light. Sally, too, despite her criticisms, seems to soften. There's a moment, subtle but telling, where laughter replaces the awkward silences. Cassie manages to share a candid story from her past that humanizes her in the eyes of her skeptics. She doesn't ask for sympathy, she simply speaks the truth. And that vulnerability goes a long way. It's a pivotal moment, says our source. You see the tide shift. Even Sally starts to question whether she's misjudged Cassie. As they part ways, the mood is visibly lighter. Steve is beaming, relieved that the evening wasn't a complete disaster. Later, in a quiet moment, Steve finally opens up to Cassie, revealing something that even he hadn't expected to admit so soon. He's falling for her. Steve's confession. I could see myself falling for you. It's a major step for Steve, a man who has been burned before and isn't exactly known for opening up easily. But this time, he doesn't hold back. With quiet sincerity, he tells Cassie what's in his heart. I could really see myself falling for you. The words hang in the air, heavy with meaning. For Steve, it's a leap of faith, a decision to let go of the past and embrace an uncertain future. For Cassie, it's a validation she never thought she'd hear. Her reaction is a mix of surprise and tenderness. She doesn't rush into a grand declaration of love, but her smile and the way she holds Steve's hand say everything that words can't. What's next for the couple? With Tracy lurking in the background, it's unlikely that the road ahead will be smooth. But Steve and Cassie are willing to fight, for respect, for love, and for their place in a community that's always quick to judge. Behind the scenes, producers are keeping quiet about just how serious this relationship will become, but hints suggest that Cassie's role in Steve's life may become more significant than anyone predicted. There are some big twists coming, teases our insider. This relationship is about to be tested in a major way. Why this matters for Steve's character. Steve McDonald has long been the comedic heart of Coronation Street, often stumbling from one disaster to the next. But in recent years, the show has been exploring deeper layers of his personality. This romance with Cassie feels like a continuation of that journey. He's finally maturing in a way that feels organic, says a longtime scriptwriter. Cassie challenges him. She doesn't coddle him. And for the first time in a long time, Steve's making choices that come from the heart, not just out of habit. Cassie, too, is being allowed to evolve. From her early storylines dealing with addiction and estrangement, she's steadily earned her place in Weatherfield. Her chemistry with Steve offers her a chance at redemption, not just in the eyes of others, but in her own. Fan reactions. Mixed emotions. As expected, fan reaction online has been divided. Some are thrilled to see Steve take a chance on love again, especially with someone as complex and unpredictable as Cassie. Others remain loyal to the idea of a Steve-Tracy reunion, believing there's still unfinished business between them. "This is Corey. We love a messy romance," one fan tweeted. "But honestly, I'm rooting for Cassie. Steve deserves someone who sees him." Final thoughts. Romance, redemption, and rivalry. Coronation Street is firing on all cylinders this summer, and Steve McDonald's latest storyline promises plenty of all three. With heartfelt confessions, fiery confrontations, and a slowly building relationship at its core, this arc is shaping up to be one of the year's most compelling. Whether Steve and Cassie can survive the mounting pressure remains to be seen. But one thing's for certain. Love in Weatherfield is never simple, and that's exactly why we keep watching.